Jinhao, Rob from Fountain Pen Journey, with a review of the Jinhao 100 Skeleton fountain pen. Now, the Jinhao 100, been around for a couple of years, based on, I suppose, the Parker Duofold Centennial design. So the Jinhao 100 Centennial fountain pen, very, very similar, very, very good quality and very affordable fountain pen from China, from Jinhao. So I love the Jinhao 100 Centennial. It's one of my favourite models. When I first started Fountain Pen Journey many years ago, the Parker Duofold Centennial was like the ultimate looking pen for me. So when Jinhao released a homage, it's not really a copy, but a very similar pen to the Parker pen of old, then I was very excited, and I really enjoy these pens. So what they've done is create a skeleton overlay fountain pen for the Jinhao version, for the Jinhao 100. And to be honest, I'm really quite impressed, but there are some caveats. Now, recently I did a review of the Laban Skeleton Rainbow fountain pen. If you go through my playlist, head to Fountain Pen Videos in the playlist, you'll see that in there if you're interested. And that's an interesting one because that pen cost 10 times the price of one of these Jinhao 100 skeleton fountain pens. So how do they compare? I'm not going to do a comparison video, but I will refer back to that video when I talk to you about this pen. So let's get on with it. It's a Jinhao 100 Centennial type design. It's got a sort of almost flat top with the Jinhao logo and sort of pushed into the finial up here, black finial, gold in this version, gold embellishments including this skeleton overlay, which is actually really quite nice. The red version, it's clear, it's a demonstrator clear translucent plastic. I'm assuming it's acrylic. We have on this version a ball clip, and I like the ball clip over the arrow clips. I just think it looks better, it's more comfortable, and it's fully functional. Quite stiff, tight, but still usable, very usable. We've got Jinhao down here, engraved, laser engraved on the cap band there, just on that one side. We've got the overlaid, and it is metal, it's not a plastic, cheap plastic on plastic. It is a proper metal overlay, but I will talk to you about that in a little while. Gold cap band, black finial down here, plastic. Unscrew the cap. 1, 2, 2.5, 3 turns. So 3 turns to uncap, little bit excessive, but you know, I can live with that. There is no, you see the cap band doesn't extend to the end of the threads, so they are not protected. So if you drop this, and especially with the added weight of the cap, with this metal overlay, and it hits the ground at an angle on those threads, there is a high chance it's going to crack or shatter those threads, making the pen unusable. So we've got a decent sized Jinhao two-tone gold and silver steel nib, medium in this case, black plastic section with a bit of a flare out at the end, and it's really comfortable. Plastic threads here, don't feel them. Slight step up there where when the overlay meets the section there with the step up. So the step up is before the overlay, but it's really unnoticeable, and it's a very comfortable pen. Not what I would call heavy at all. There's weight to it. It's heavier than a plastic acrylic fountain pen for the size with this metal overlay, but bearing in mind all of these cutouts are going to reduce the weight and it's comfortable. You do feel these cutouts a little bit, and they are not perfect. I mean, you can feel where it's been manufactured a bit. That bit there is, it's not sharp in any way, but you can feel it. And you do feel them on your hand if you're one of these sort of people that moves the pen around a lot. Posting, yes, you can do it, but it's not deep, it's not secure. Makes the pen very strangely weighted. It's not back weighted, it's just not great. But if you really wanted to, you can pose the pen, but it's not great. Comes with a Jinhao converter, which, oh my god, I didn't even realise I'd actually run out of ink. Hopefully we've got enough ink for the writing sample. So let's get on to that first. While I still have some ink left in this pen. No, it's empty. Right, just had to do a quick pit stop and refill this pen. I have no idea that I'd actually run it dry again. This is the third fill I've done on this particular colour of the Jinhao 100 skeleton red fountain pen. So I've refilled it. So let's do the writing sample again. So let's get this uncapped. 1, 2, 3. Rhodia paper as always. Okay, so this is literally just re-inked it. Come on. How can that be dry? There we go. Not typical. Must have really sucked all the ink out of the feed with a bit of tissue paper when I re-inked it. So anyway, oh, ooh, not good. Let's squeeze a bit of ink out of there. You can see you can squeeze quite a lot of ink out of this steel nib. It's not a flex nib, but there we go. Right, try again. There we go, that's better. Jinhao 100 skeleton. Red. And this is a medium steel nib, and as you can see it is two-tone, decent-ish. Let's talk about that. Do the writing sample, let's talk about the writing experience. Very, very wet. Line variation, no pressure. You can really squeeze quite a bit out. That's not too shabby. That's pretty impressive. Reverse writing, horrible. Yeah. It's a fine, but you would only do that if you just needed to write something, a couple of words. Yeah, not good, no. The ink, I think, goes very well with this. It's quite a dark ink. This is Diamine Red Dragon. So, what do I actually think of the writing experience with the Jinhao 100? Now, I've had a lot of Jinhao fountain pens. I'm sure many of us who watch this this channel have been quite into Jinhao fountain pens. And over the last couple of years, so I'm talking 2022, 2023, I've had one or two more slightly dodgy nibs from Jinhao than in the run up to those years. It's almost like the pandemic had a bit of an effect on their manufacturing. Obviously, it still is in many places. And their nibs seem to have gone a little bit backwards. They used to be actually really quite good. This particular nib on this particular pen, it's okay. It's not scratchy, it's aligned, it's wet, but it's a bit, it's not great. In all honesty, I think it probably needs a bit of smoothing. Not very much at all, but a little bit would probably just help it be a little bit more pleasurable to write with. It's not bad by any means, but it's I mean, obviously this is the third fill. It's not a pen that I keep going, wow, I enjoy writing with this. It's not a bad thing and it's correctable, but it's one of those, you know, you pay your money. Is it as good as the Laban Skeleton Rainbow nib? Absolutely not, nowhere near. That thing was just good out of the box. This, for the price, is good enough out of the box. Put it that way. It's 1/10 of the price. So, who are you to argue with that, really? And the other thing, this overlay, yes, for less than £20. In fact, sometimes a lot less than that. You can pick up a skeleton overlay fountain pen, like this Jinhao 100 skeleton. Hear that? That is the overlay, not quite being... It's a bit rattly. The cap, actually, on this pen is okay, but the barrel, yeah, a bit of a rattle there. So it's not, the tolerances are not great. They're okay, they're acceptable. It's not loose, it's not too bad, and it's not flimsy, but, you know, do you want to pay 10 times the price and get a pen like the Laban Skeleton, which actually has an overlay which is snug and fits and doesn't rattle? If that really matters to you, then, you know, spend your money on that. But if that's not an issue and you want some sort of rainbow overlay on a fountain pen, which used to be very, very popular many, many years ago, I'm talking serious vintage here, yeah, that is, it's an option. It's an option for you if that's what you want. We'll talk about the section, which is black plastic, comfortable, comes with a converter. Interestingly, unscrewing the barrel is really, really quite stiff, and there's a rubber O-ring. There is an actual rubber O-ring around there. So that's kind of screaming out to me, eyedropping me. But I know for a fact that you've got metal threads down here, so they're immediately going to start corroding when they're sitting in a barrel full of ink. This barrel seems airtight, but without dismantling it, I would not want to say that that is going to be ink tight at all, not with the finial down there. So no, I would not eyedrop it, this fountain pen, even though, oh yeah, I mean it's that lovely O-ring seal sensation. As you tighten it up, it sort of tightens up, tightens, and you get that torque, and suddenly it's like, oh yeah, that's there, it's sealed. Yeah, don't eyedrop this pen. It's not going to go well. So there you have it. There's the Jinhao 100 Skeleton Red fountain pen with diamine red dragon ink. And the nib is not, it's not a great writing experience. It's not a bad writing experience. It's just okay. And I think for the price, yeah, that's acceptable. The fact that there is some degree of flexibility there, or at least you can, well, it's not flexibility, it's more a case of squeezing extra ink out, but it's a wet enough nib. I'm quite happy. So for me, Jinhao 100 Skeleton, yeah, it's a winner. And it's inked up again. So I'll be writing with it again. So yeah, definitely a pen that I do recommend. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.